Hello and welcome back to the Panthers Prowl. I'm your host, Seraphim, and welcome in to the Panthers Prowl. It is the day after, as of this recording, the day after game number 5, and I've had about 18 hours or so to process last night's game. And oh boy, last night was absolutely incredible. Coming off what was arguably the worst game of the playoffs for the Panthers, game number 4 at home, which makes it even worse. They showed up again on the road. And when we play our game, we don't play the other team's game. When we're playing our game, there is literally nobody better. Nobody in the NHL is better than us when we play our game. I was listening in to some very good insights last night from some friends and some family, and from others that were watching the game. And so I'm going to include those little tidbits in there as well to my own thoughts on this game, because last night was absolutely amazing. And I am so thankful that we have a 3-2 lead in this series. So, first and foremost, what had happened? Well, we scored the first 2 opening goals in that first period. One of those was a late first period goal, but still yet, at the end of the first period, we were up 2-0. By the end of the second period, it was still 2-0. It was then 3-0. It was then 3-1, thanks to Connor McDavid, or, Connor McFaded, finally showing up, getting that first goal for the Oilers. It was 3-1, and it was just looking like it was going to be a complete and epic meltdown from us again. Then it was 4-1. We answered right back with that goal, that Reinhart goal, making it 4-1. And then it was 4-2, very, very, very late, and I was getting extremely nervous. I was very nervous. I mean, I don't like 2-goal leads, but hey, look, all the power to you. Okay, so what happened? Well, then that empty net goal to put us at 5-2 with just a few seconds left in the game, sealed the deal, shut the door on the Oilers, and we end up winning by a final score of 5-2. So, a few initial thoughts. 1, we won that second period. Game 4, we did not win that second period. We had a 3-goal lead going into that second period and gave up that 3-goal lead all in the short space of 20 minutes. In Game 4, we did not do this. In Game 5, absolutely fantastic. We gave up no goals in the second. Brad Marchand gets an opening goal, gets a second goal, was almost, he was inches away from becoming the first Panthers player to get a hat trick in the playoffs. He misses out on that by, like I said, a few short inches. Should have had 3. We gave Pickard his first loss in these playoffs. That was nice. Again, that now throws into question, who does the Oilers put in net on Tuesday night in Sunrise? Will it be Skinner? Will they stick with Pickard? Again, that's for somebody else to decide. That's not for me to decide, because I'm not an Oilers fan. I am a Panthers fan. The defense was much, much cleaner in this. No penalties that were, egregious or anything like that. We were tight. We were sticking on them. We were staying on them like glue. Great defense. We didn't give, them any short space. No large space. We were great in that. We had 47-second shifts. The Oilers did not. We were turning over very, very, very quickly. Again, that was great. The fourth line was probably our best line of the night. I have it written down here on my handy-dandy notepad, folks, that we squeezed them like orange juice. Now, I heard it said last night, and I changed it because, I liked the Florida reference better than I liked the reference that this particular gentleman gave. But he said that we squeezed them like an anaconda. Well, no, I think we squeezed them like orange juice. I think we squeezed that orangeness out of their jersey, and we got ourselves a cup of orange juice out of it. Again, Barkov is proving that he has the toughest assignment in these Stanley Cup Finals. And Barkov is rising to the challenge. He rose to the challenge last year. He's rising to the challenge again. And Barkov is absolutely dominating. Yes, he doesn't have the goals. Yes, he doesn't have the points. But he is dominating when it needs to be, especially on the road. And I'm absolutely loving it. As far as the Conn Smythe Trophy is concerned, going into last night, I myself was thinking that it was going to be Sam Bennett. I'm going to have to change now. I think after hearing some people last night, some friends of mine talking, I really think that it is Brad Marchand. From the very first series to the Stanley Cup Finals, Brad Marchand has showed up, and he has proven why he is the Rat King. Brad Marchand should be your Conn Smythe Trophy. No losing team getting the Conn Smythe this year. No Connor McDavid getting the Conn Smythe as a consolation trophy because, well, he lost the Stanley Cup again. If the Panthers finalize the championship on Tuesday, Brad Marchand should get your Conn Smythe. Again, last night was absolutely great. Bob or Luongo? I really think this is now the question that I'm going to be posing to you guys. Is Luongo or is it Bob who is the best goaltender in the history of the Panthers? Now, you could argue that, that Luongo is better, but Bob could have the rings. He could have 2 rings over Luongo by the end of this series. So is Bob the greatest goaltender in the history of the Florida Panthers? We all know that Barkov is the greatest Florida Panther of all time. But in terms of goaltending, is Bob the greatest goaltender in the history of the Florida Panthers? Overall, fantastic game. I'm hesitant to say that we're closing it out on Tuesday, especially the way that we played the last time that we were in Sunrise. And the fact that the Oilers are probably going to come in here and they're going to play their best game. I'm hesitant to say that we're going to close it out on Tuesday. But I said Florida Panthers in 6 in the last video. I'm sticking with Florida Panthers in 6. It could very well be Florida Panthers in 7. I'm hoping and I'm praying that it's not, because my heart cannot take another game. I want this series over, and I want us to have back-to-back Stanley Cups. Overall, it was a great game. The referees played better. I know that they're not actually playing, but they officiated better. We played better. The Oilers, they looked lost. They have looked lost this entire series. I said that the first game to one of my good friends. I said that the second game. I said that the third game. The Oilers look lost. They really, really do. And when we decide to play our game, we dominate. We have to play our game. We have to play our game on Tuesday. If we don't, it's back to Edmonton, and it's back in the heat of battle for Game 7. Otherwise, if we play like we did last night, it is Florida Panthers it is Stanley Cup champions. And 52 names get written on the cup. So, overall, I'm excited for Tuesday. I'm nervous, but I can't wait. Have a great day. Go Cats.